Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ha! Pat, go ahead and say something. Yep, that's not good. Whatever I did made it so that we can't hear I can hear you just fine, but but the show can't. No, we're recording just me. Talking to myself over here. Hold on. Go ahead, hit me with that sweet music. Nope, can't hear that. How about now?
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
Oh, I can hear myself. That's perfect.
Perf. We fixed it. How about now?
Kinda.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Echo. Echo. Echo.
Yeah, echo.
Tiny one, not bad. Oh, there it is.
How about now? Go ahead.
Hibbity hoopla. No echo on my end. Never mind. The little one.
All right.
Not bad.
Well, you'll have to deal with it.
Tolerable. Got it.
All right. So I'm gonna delete all this. Hold on 1 second.
No, leave it in. Fuck it.
All right. Go ahead with the.
Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, where we are now bringing you audio recordings quarterly. It's easy to see why you guys would say that we're going insane. A show once a month proves that we're out of our minds like John Kennedy's brain. But fuck that shit, like leaving a pile of goo in a dumper, looking down at the remains of a suicide jumper. Simply put, the planet's gone bananas. Earthquake kills 10 times more than 9/11. American journalists must have missed that story at 7. Train derails, and it was filled with toxic ooze. And now you can't tell if you're watching The Walking Dead or the evening news. Schools filled with zombie lessons. Not to mention, is this Stephen King's It, or is the end coming soon? The government is shooting to the sky to pop a fucking balloon? It's the 7 signs of the apocalypse, and we're surely gonna die. But until then, tune in and listen to me and this fucking guy, Tommy fucking Washington. What's been up, man? How are you?
Pat, that was an awesome fucking intro. I liked it. That was next level shit. I really liked bringing you shows squarely. That was a good one. Pat,
that's about where we're at.
Pat, my goal is to put out a show on Tuesday, just like we've been talking about. This Tuesday.
Are you holding this one until then? Is that your plan?
No. We're gonna drop this one Monday. The show we do Tuesday will be dropped on Thursday, like always. But we'll it's been a ride. It's been a ride. I'm still all fucked up. No idea what's wrong with me. So that's cool.
I've been a proponent of this since we started recording a podcast, which I'm pretty sure was 3.5 years ago at this point.
It was definitely, I don't know. We started in August of some year somewhere.
Okay.
I think it was, was it during COVID we started? No, it was before COVID.
Definitely, if it was before COVID, it was at the very beginning. Like
2020.
Like the August before COVID.
Yeah, so that was 2019. Holy shit, dude, this is going to be 4 years.
Yeah. Which is great because we average out to about 1 episode a week, even though we record 2 episodes a week. It's not great. But I still am a proponent of we should record episodes in the event that we have time, like on a fucking Wednesday night, even though we don't record live, we should have pre-recorded episodes to drop, even if we don't get to do one live. And we can do anything as the topic. We can just kind of have a show. We could talk about anything that isn't time relative.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
As long as you can hold on to it for a year and still drop it.
Yeah, I'm not against that. It's really just the time aspect of it. You know what I mean? The time and the it's wintertime, right? So I got back into playing video games. And I've got a new little posse I'm playing with, which they're fucking hilarious. So I've been doing a lot of that. But then with this whole
understandable.
I also don't like being up. If I know that I have to get up for work the next morning, right? I don't like being up anymore past like 9:30. It fucks up my whole day the next day. And I don't know if it's related to these things that have been going on with me or what. But in my head, I'm like, I need to get sleep or else I'm going to be fucked tomorrow. So that's another big part. So like that's why we're switching from Wednesdays to Tuesdays, is because Pat works later on Wednesdays. So sometimes we wouldn't get started till 7:30 or 8, and then it's a guarantee I'm up till 9:30 or 10. And I'm like, nah.
On all of those subjects that you've previously mentioned, I too have gotten back into video games. I have that EA Sports package. I pay $5 a month so I can download a ton of the EA games, mostly for free if I don't use the current year.
Yeah.
So like I just downloaded Hockey 21 and UFC 3. Both are outdated, but to me, they're still a step forward because it's been so long since I played either. The difference is I play because of those video games. I'm normally in bed by 10 and asleep by midnight. Now I'm not getting to bed until 11:15, 11:30, and just trying to go straight to sleep. I'll just put like a Fresh Prince on in the background so I can fall asleep to the soothing sounds of Will Smith and Carlton.
Do you ever find it that you're all jacked up after playing and it takes a little bit to fall asleep?
No, because I don't play online. So I'm managing a hockey team for 30 years. There's nothing exciting. I'm pricing hot dogs at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I get all jacked up and then
Well,
I'm
you're
like,
with your friends and you guys are chatting back and forth and you got some adrenaline rocking. I'm a different type of gamer than you. I don't like that online stuff.
there's something going on with my lip, my bottom lip. It's like
Oh my God, he's having an attack. It's
Nah.
happening.
No, I started last night when I was driving home from where I was at. And
Does it feel tight?
No, it doesn't feel tight. It's like I had chapped lips and then ripped the skin off.
Oh,
yeah. It is excruciating.
Cocoa butter, man. Cocoa butter chapstick.
Yeah, I'm out.
Or Burt's Bees.
I'm out. I'm not a big chapstick guy. I never
suffer.
have been. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen. This morning I woke up and it felt all right. And then the more things I like sipping on this coffee or whatever with the mug is fucking up my thing. So
I think often for some reason, as I do my little, like I clip my fingernails or I put lotion on, cocoa butter lotion, cocoa butter chapstick. And I think about how, like, even as recently as, last week, you could say that those things are not manly, which I think about because I always make fun of people when somebody makes fun of a drink. Like if you're drinking a Truly and somebody's like, "That's gay," I'm always like, "Do you not like cake because there might be fruit on it? Like, what's gay about a fruity flavor?" And the more time that goes on,
it's
like
not
I
manly.
wear shades to protect my fucking eyes from getting glaucoma. I use cocoa butter because my elbows don't rip through my shirts from being so ashy. I put chapstick on for the comfort that I get from wearing chapstick and not having chapped lips. And I think this does not make me any less fucking manly. In fact, it makes me a more intelligent man. There are a number of things that we like neglected as a society, as men, for a very long period of time because we were afraid of what other men might think, which is the least manly thing that I think you could be, is afraid of what somebody else is going to say.
Yeah, I actually just had this conversation with Colin yesterday. Erica said Tom's not a cocoa butter fan. That's a fact.
What? Dude, cocoa butter's the greatest fucking scent in the world. It smells like, I don't know, I assume God's farts.
Oh my God.
I have no way of proving that.
I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, I just had this conversation with Colin the other day. That, because he's at a weird age. He's 14. He's at a weird age.
Smells and blood flow and all kinds of stuff.
It's not even that. He's like, he's at an age where he doesn't quite know who he is yet. He's experimenting with certain ways to act around people and stuff like that, which is totally normal. But I told him, like, there was a meme when, like, years ago when memes first started, right? And it was a stick figure with a guy floating away on a balloon from his friends, right? And he's flipping them all off. And he goes, everybody's worried about what everybody else thinks, except Tom. Tom doesn't give a fuck. And that's literally what the meme said. And my friend Moody posted it and tagged me in it and said, yep. Because I've always, especially the older I get, but I would say even at a young age, I never cared what anybody thought about me. Because I guess I realized that if you don't like me, you're not going to like me. And that's fine. But I'm not going to change the way I act around certain people. And that's kind of what I was telling Colin. Like, listen, be true. Like, you're not sure who you are yet, and that's fine. But don't change the way you act to fit in with certain crowds. And I think goes back to your point with you like what you like, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't feel bad about having my own preferences.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna change so last night I went out and met with some guys I work with, and I stopped at the package store on my way. I'm not a big drinker. We all know this. Um, if it's summertime or really any time, like I'm down with a Truly. I'm down with something like that. You know what I mean? It's nice and light.
That's the one thing I mentioned when I was talking about it. That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm down with that normally. I'm not a huge beer drinker. There are some beers that I like. So, and I was going back and forth in my head. Should I just grab, like a 12er of Trulies or whatever? And I'm like, it's been a while since I've had some High Lifes. You know what I mean? So I grabbed a 12 pack of High Life. But like, my decision wasn't based off, I'm going to hang out with all these dudes, and I'm worried they're gonna rip me apart for drinking Trulies. If anything,
Right.
I would add into the fun of them ripping me apart for drinking Trulies. Like, I'm fine with that.
You would have gotten Trulies for that purpose.
Yeah, just have a good time and have a laugh about it, and like, okay, you know what I mean. And I think that's a great asset for a person to have is you understand you are who you are. You know what I mean? You like what you like, and don't change your demeanor for anything. Like, it's not worth it. And if you're going to change the way you act around somebody, well, one, you shouldn't be hanging around that fucking person. If they can't accept you for who you are, fuck off.
Tony will often order the most manly flavor of Truly. That's how he orders. So they'll be like, "What can I get you?" And he's like, "Just bring me your most manly flavor of Truly, please. Thank you."
Yeah.
Which is like the funniest fucking way to order the drink.
Yeah. But honestly, it's just straight up comical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's been going on there. What else has been going on?
Tommy, we went to WWE Friday Night SmackDown just 10 short days ago.
What a letdown days ago. So I get this thing in the mail that I can get free tickets to SmackDown at Mohegan. So my first instinct is, fuck yeah, let's go see Pat McAfee. You know what I mean? That's the whole
of course. And naturally.
Who's the only homo I know that watches wrestling? It's Pat.
Yahtzee.
So I invite Pat, and at first he was on the fence, but he's like, fucking grab him, right? So we get the tickets. Erica ended up coming along, said she can gamble all our money, even the money that we took out to gamble together. My half she gambled away as well. But then it occurred to me, it was the Friday before the Super Bowl, and there was a chance Pat McAfee wasn't going to be there because he's at Radio Row at the Super Bowl. And sure shit, PPY right there in the other cheek. 3:00 in the afternoon, I go on to his live stream where he usually has AJ Hawk do his Friday so he can leave for SmackDown. And he's still there at Radio Row. So I'm like, well, there's no way he's making it to Connecticut. So I'm telling Pat this and go, he was in Arizona at 3:00. There's no way he's going to make it to SmackDown.
I know where this story's going.
And Pat goes, where's SmackDown tonight? Well, where is it? And I'm like, what? We're fucking going there, Pat.
Yep.
Fucking idiot.
It was a moment of brilliance. Pat McAfee also not on SmackDown this last Friday night. However, Elimination Chamber was pretty good as far as pay-per-views go. The women's Elimination Chamber match, certainly a bit of a letdown, but other than that, it was a good pay-per-view.
I wonder why he wasn't on this Friday.
I don't think he was on the pay-per-view at all either. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not paying super close attention, like looking for Pat McAfee, but I normally know when he's on without a big introduction. Sometimes they introduce him, sometimes they don't on the show. But
he's pretty. I mean, he makes you know that he's there. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, broadcasters are pretty over the top animated. The ones doing color commentary are. The ones doing play-by-play can be even more ridiculous or significantly more toned down.
I definitely like Michael Cole in that role. I think Michael Cole does a great job.
Well, he's got like 30 years at this point. He better be doing a good job. I think he really is like 25, but still, it's been around a long time.
Pat, I got a question for you.
I think it was Graves and Cole all night last night.
I got a serious question for you.
Uh-huh.
The last like 3 or 4 months, I wake up in the morning and I rip the longest.
Called morning wood, Tom. It's a natural phenomenon that happens when the adult male is sleeping. Oh, no. Oh, go ahead.
No. I wake up in the morning, and for pretty much the first 2 hours of me being awake, I just ripped the longest farts imaginable.
You changed your diet how long ago?
I don't know, a while ago.
About 2 months.
Yeah, but this has been happening for like 6 months.
Oh, well, so I've always been a morning farter. Not all morning. I have one that is basically clears the bedroom. Like, oh, it's time to get the fuck out of here. You know, like you're running away from Hiroshima, knowing that you're not going to be able to escape it fully. You just hope you don't breathe too much in.
It's crazy, bro. Like, and they're super long. I walked out of dinner last night. I was getting a little like, I don't want to say
Pussy?
woozy, but I was like, I have a thing when like hot air is blowing on me, like out of a heat duct. It really bothers me, and since these little issues I've been having, it's even
Do
heightened.
you feel tingly when hot loads get blown in your face, or is it anywhere on you?
I wouldn't say tingly. I don't feel tingly. But Erica says Tom does it right before he leaves the bedroom in the morning. Yeah, I don't want to follow me, Erica. Come on, cut it out.
You know, that's funny that she chimed in because I was going to say Erica thinks that historically farts are the funniest thing in the world. However, when I would fart in front of her, she'd be like, Pat, what the fuck? That's gross. Because for some reason it's different when it's me. I was wondering how she felt about your farts.
To be fair, Pat, your farts smell like spoiled milk. It's like your intestines are so
by
fucking
design.
It's so gross.
You know why farts smell bad, Tom?
I really have no idea.
So deaf people can enjoy them.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I have a thing with like, and like I've always felt this way about hot air being blown on me, like out of a duct. Like I'm not big on it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
No, it's awful. And it's like in the car, it like dries your fucking face. Like you can feel your face like getting tight. It's dreadful.
Yeah. So we were sitting right on the corner of the door where they must have been pumping a shit ton of heat right there because it was cold out and the door's right there. So I just felt very uncomfortable. So finally I'm like, all right, Erica, we were done eating. The waitress was taking forever. The place was jamming. So I was like, I'm going to go outside and just take a walk for a little bit. Like stand up and walk around. And I go outside and I ripped the longest fart ever. It was awesome.
Did anybody else witness this? Like,
No.
Did you coincidentally get caught doing it?
No. Isn't that the most embarrassing thing ever? I would have done that on my
way out of the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that where people are eating. That's fucked up.
You know.
I was rooting and tooting all over Dave & Buster's because, well, it's so fucking loud. It's so loud in there. Nobody's going to hear you fart. Colin and his friend were we were playing the coin machine where you drop it and it pushes the coins forward. The more coins you drop, the more tickets you get. So we're sitting there doing this, right? And these two morons are sitting there beating, like, shaking the machines to drop the coins. And then a whole bunch of Dave & Buster's people came over and just started watching them. And were like, hey, cut the shit. And then they wouldn't leave the area. And I'm sitting over there, like, kneeing the thing. Like, not making it very obvious, but I'm fucking definitely kneeing it to drop some. Yeah, it was wild. Erica says...
I definitely thought you were going to say just dropping farts and the employees had to just sit there and linger in them.
No, that would have been awesome. Erica said, so my ride home was filled with 14-year-old boy farts. Yeah, these two kids were... I told Erica, I can't... I'm like, I know that I'm an old man in my heart. You know, like I've always been just like an old man. I cannot handle these kids when they're together. I can barely handle Colin. And then he gets a friend into the mix, and they're so loud.
That's so much better because at least they occupy each other.
Yeah, but then I gotta sit there and listen to it, and I just like I really need like a divider.
Turn the fucking music up.
I need like a divider in my truck, like a limo.
Oh my god, like a limo glass.
Yeah, so I can't hear what the fuck they're saying because one, you know, they say stuff and they were kind of hilarious. Erica said, they say stuff that I want to comment like shit that I would comment around my friends because I'm an adult and can make inappropriate comments. I can't make with them.
You can't really say it to them.
Well, and like maybe I would say it around Colin because he's my son, but I'm not going to say it around somebody else's kid because I don't know how that household operates. You know what I mean? So I'm like sitting there biting my tongue and shit. It was hilarious. And I guarantee you half the shit that they were saying was angled towards them the same mindset as me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I can't like comment with anything because, well, you know, they're 14. So anyway,
I assure you, I do not extend the same courtesy when I hang out with your son. I talk however I want to talk.
Yeah, but you also know how I operate, so it's not that big a deal.
Speaking of other people's kids, I tried to get your son to go to Mystic yesterday. I did not directly approach him because I didn't want. I knew he had already told me that you guys were going to Dave and Buster's at some point. I didn't know when. I assumed it was today, actually. So I asked Erica if you guys wanted to go to Mystic. That way, Colin wouldn't have heard and got weird about it. She said you guys were going to Dave and Buster's, so I called Tony and I took Jalen. Tony, he's so fucking funny, dude. I was like, hey Tony, do you and Jalen want to go to the shops at Mystic and walk around? Because I don't know if you've ever done that. It's just like super hipster, super rich folk walking around. You don't buy much because the stuff is outrageously priced, but it's really, really unique stuff. Like if you're looking at hats, there are hats that you're not going to find on, Instagram or fucking Amazon or any of that. Whatever. Salt and pepper shakers, I collect those. And I go there because they have this garlic vinegar, like salad dressing, that I drive to Mystic to get because it's that fucking good. It's $15 a bottle. But so we went. So Tony's response when I invited him and Jalen was, "I'm at a meeting right now. However, if I wasn't at the meeting, still no. But you're welcome to ask Jalen." So I asked Jalen, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm in." So I owed Tony $50 from the Super Bowl squares. We bought a $100 square together. And I never gave him the $50 on it. So he was like, "Hey, with that $50 you owe me, just if Jalen wants something, get her what she wants," which is perfect because I would have gotten it anyways, but I would have paid. So now I've got Tony's money to do it. Worked out mint.
Perfect.
So we had a fucking blast. Me, Miss Elizabeth, Jalen, walking through the shops down at Mystic. We did go. My hat, if you see, is Lenny and Joe's. It's a seafood place, mostly fried seafood place. That gives you more food than any human should ever be allowed to consume at one sitting. I know that now. I wish we knew that going into it because we would have ordered one meal and split it. Holy shit. It was a crippling experience. But their gear, like this hat, $8. The t-shirts, $10. The hoodies, $15. And they're all like legit,
Really?
they got decent designs because it's like sharks and fish and shit. Jalen walked out with a fucking wardrobe. I was trying to explain to her, like, you're not going to wear all this, man. Like, how many Lenny and Joe's outfits are you going to put together for school? And she was like, one per day. Like, instantly, she was like, I got a full week right here. I'm like, well, all right. It's a fried fish restaurant, Jalen. Like, I really need you to think this through. She did not. She bought everything. She bought one of fucking everything. I got my vinegar. I got this honey mustard. It's a garlic honey mustard. I'm legitimately gonna make chicken nuggets for lunch today because I'm so fucking excited to eat this honey mustard.
Nice.
And I got some garlic oil, and I actually got 2 different types of garlic oil, and I got several bottles of my garlic vinegar. So salads are about to be back to exciting.
Yeah, Eric and I are going down that way today after the show. We're gonna spend the night down at in the vicinity between both the casinos. We're not gonna stay at the casino, but we're gonna stay in the vicinity of both those for the night. Because I'm taking
Are you
tomorrow
gonna go
off.
to one tonight and then go to the other one tomorrow? Is that why you're doing that?
No, my plan is to go to both today. And
Okay.
just spend. We'll stay out kind of late, and we'll just get up early, head back home. We gotta do our meal prep for the week tomorrow, so we'll hit the stores we gotta hit on our way, and then
I guess it's important to note to the listeners, Tom is taking Monday off of work, and
I already
Erica
said-
works in the school system, so she already has Monday off of work.
Yes. I've actually been working Saturdays because, well, this is my second or third time doing it in the last month or so, and you just get so much more accomplished because there's not a lot going on. So I've been been getting some shit done on Saturdays, which is nice. And I go in a little bit later because it's fucking Saturday, so I don't have to be there first thing in the morning. So I go in around 8, and we close early, so it's kind of nice.
It's a good exchange.
Yeah, it's a good exchange for a full day. But I can't do that when we're super busy, but I can do it now, so might as well take advantage of it. And I get to spend a night out with Erica, which will be fun.
And you're an adult, so like I never got why people were hung up on working Saturdays and Sundays. Don't get me wrong, if you're a big football fan, Sundays become important for a portion of the year. If you have a family where you need Saturdays like to do sports and stuff like that, then I get it. But if you work, a Saturday when it's outside of Colin's football season, Erica has the day off, so she has Colin if he needs to be watched directly, which he's old enough not to. But in your life, if you then take, let's just say, Wednesday off or Monday off, you just get a day to yourself. There's no fucking downside there, man.
Yeah, that's kind
like, it's okay for you to, as a healthy adult male, to spend some fucking time with yourself.
So part of the reason why I'm going to get up early tomorrow and head back home is because I'm going to probably play video games for a good 6 or 7 hours tomorrow. And just,
during the day, you mean?
Yeah, during the day.
And that's your choice. Like, nobody is there to say, I need help with my homework, or do you want to accomplish this, house chore? No, fuck everybody. I'm by myself. I'm going to do whatever I want. And if that's video games, that's video games. If that's lay on the couch and watch The Walking Dead, lay on the couch. Nobody gives a fuck. The dogs will be fucking thrilled to have you around.
So, Pat, we just went through the Super Bowl, right? And
sure did.
So, Pat and I were going to do a show last Sunday, right?
Sure were.
I get up in the morning and I text Pat. That's typically what we've been doing on Sundays. Like, hey, what time you want to start? So I text Pat like, hey, what time you want to start? And we come up with our normal time that we start every week. And I go, all right, cool. And I go over there. I'm like, Erica, I do not fucking feel good, right? So I go over. So I'm like, all right, maybe I gotta take a shit. So I go over. I drop a nasty shit, right?
Still I'm excited. I'm listening.
I still don't feel good, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a shower. Maybe I'll feel better. I'm in the shower. I'm about to get out, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm gonna puke. Now, I'm not a puker. I've never been a puker. The only times that I can remember puking is when I get shit-faced hammered.
Yep.
And this now makes 2 other times. One other time, we had something at work, like it was around Christmas time, and they catered lunch, and I was on my way home, and I think I just got sick. I don't think it was food poisoning or anything. I think I was just sick, and
Did you have to pull over?
Yeah, so I used to get off exit 43, right? That for our old house where we lived, and I was in my company service truck, and it was before they repaved Waterbury on 84. Yeah. So I'm driving through in this truck that has the roughest ride ever, and I'm bouncing all over the place, and I could feel my stomach just fucking. I'm like, oh my god, it's horrible. And I made it all the way to the exit, and as I'm pulling out the exit, I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna puke. I pull over, I literally kicked open the door, and I start yakking on the side of the road.
Nice.
And I didn't even make it to the bottom of the off-ramp, and I had a puke again. And then I got home and went right to sleep.
The trick to puking is it's never just the one. You have to know that going in.
Yes.
Like, I know this is going to end, but it's not really over.
Yeah. So I'm in the shower. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm going to puke. I get out. Now, I'm not going to puke in the fucking toilet that I just took a massive shit in, because that's gross. So I start puking in my sink. I start puking in the sink, and there's like nothing in my stomach. I had some water.
The bathroom sink?
Yeah, where else was I going to puke, bro? The brand new
trash can, bro. All day, trash can.
Well, but luckily there's nothing in my stomach. You know what I mean? Like a little bit left over from my dinner the night before, but but I'm just fucking sitting there fucking puking all over the place. And so when I'm done, Erica's like screaming from the other room, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No." And I'm just sitting there fucking
obviously not.
I'm fucking puking. So I finished puking, and I'm
like, "Are you a loud puker?"
Yeah, like everybody's gonna hear
screaming.
This. Yes. So I get to the bedroom, and I put on some shorts or whatever, and I'm like, okay, clearly not doing the podcast. So I text Pat. I'm like, dude, I just puked everywhere. Not gonna happen. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. But I had work that I had to get done for Monday for work, right?
Yeah.
So I come downstairs and I hook up my shit, and I'm like, all right, I just gotta do it. It took me like 15 minutes. I get it done, and I'm like, okay. And I go over, I fucking get over to my chair, my recliner. I turn off the lights, put on fucking Netflix, and I literally did not move. Erica went to the store. She got me saltines and ginger ale. I tried to sip on some water, and it made my stomach
Perfect
upset.
Super Bowl time snacks.
Yeah. And I'm like in and out of consciousness for the next 6 hours. Like falling asleep, waking up, stomach still upset. She comes home with the ginger ale. I was able to sip on some ginger ale. I don't even think I started eating saltines until later in the day. But around 4, I got up and I'm like, okay. And I made it back up to my bedroom. And I had my ginger ale and my saltines, in and out of consciousness. The game starts. I watched like the first, I think I made it to halftime. After the show, I fell asleep for pretty much the entirety of the third and half of the fourth quarter. I woke up when Kansas City was making their final drive, pretty much.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I missed the whole like second, like which was the better part of the game.
They just signed on.
Oh, Tony's in the chat or in the Discord.
Can you tell that?
Discord, bro.
Oh, there he
that's
is.
Tony.
Hey, Tony, how you doing, buddy?
Good, you?
I'm not bad. I heard that you've had some exciting times.
I was just going to ask
about.
Tony why we couldn't see him. It's because he doesn't have a fucking camera.
Yeah.
I have a camera. I have an iPhone.
Then turn the fucking camera on so we can see it.
Ah, you know how much I hate FaceTime.
It's not FaceTime. Is it FaceTime on Discord?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same idea, bro.
It's my face on the video.
Well, your nose, anyways. The rest of you is not going to fit on the screen.
You would think with such a handsome face I would love it, but no, it makes me feel really fucking weird.
You're talking to two guys who have literally, this is our 196th time doing it. We don't feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Well, it should be like you're 205th, but Tommy keeps fucking canceling.
This is interesting.
Tommy's health. We're just discussing Tommy's most recent health issues. It's not like we choose not to do the show. Tommy's going through some shit, man.
So Tommy,
I know, AIDS is a bitch.
Well, what's crazy
Age is a bitch. He said to the youngest guy on the podcast.
So what's crazy, right, is like, so this shit started happening in early December, like these other things, and I quit smoking in November. So I quit smoking.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, kind of, but quitting smoking is going to kill him.
Yes, because that's when all these health issues started to happen, and they've just spiraled. Like, and then so all this shit starts happening. So I'm like, listen, I got to start eating better. I got to start going for walks. I got to start taking care of myself. So I've been eating better. This week, not so great, but for the most part, I've been taking better care of myself, and I'm still not getting anywhere. So it's awesome.
So Tommy's down like 20 pounds. But to put this in perspective for anybody who listens to the show but may or may not have ever seen Tommy's so big that the doctor was like, you need to start exercising. Let me redirect that. You need to start walking. Tommy's doctor recommended fucking walking.
Burn.
No, they actually say that walking is the best exercise. Just regular.
Why do they say that?
I don't know.
Lie?
No, just like I have slightly high cholesterol. Slightly high. It's not high enough for them to put me on any sort of medication, but it's something to watch, right? And he's like, listen, just going outside and walking will help lower your cholesterol. Because clearly you're not going outside and walking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he's like, just start there. And like, so my brother's really fit and stuff. So he's like, listen, start with a walk and maybe one day you get to a jog. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, maybe. I used to jog. When I was working for the bus company, I got out of work so early, I had nothing to do. And I would go and jog around the cemetery up behind my house every day.
Are you 19, 20 years old then?
No, I was in my my mid 20s.
Okay.
It was
How
nice.
old are you now?
33.
Ewing.
You are young.
I am, man. I'm not even that old. I'm fucking dying. It's horrible. But whatever. What are you gonna do? As long as I
Says
keep
the
doing
man who will be 40 tomorrow.
Ugh.
Tony, you're gonna be 40, bro?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, you're so old.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Well, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. This whole growing old, probably mainly because of Jalen, isn't exactly the easiest thing for me. But,
What do you mean?
What are you
Life
gonna
turned out exactly how you expected when you were a high school basketball player. Is this not what you identical to your plan?
What do you mean?
Well, you always dreamt that one day you would play in the NBA, and you watched the NBA.
Nailed it.
Yeah. I'm sure that when you got Jalen's mother pregnant, you planned on not being with her as Jalen grew up, and that's worked out perfect.
We also didn't exactly plan on the pregnancy. Not that we weren't planning, but yeah,
Right.
we're taking the proper measurements.
Erica said 40s
Tom's
aren't
wife
so
said
bad.
the 40s aren't so bad.
To be
An
fair,
unintended self burn.
to
How
be
old
fair,
is Erica? 40?
47.
Really?
Yeah, she gets that a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like the youth. She's the most youthful old lady.
Huh. Yeah, never would have guessed.
Rick B says 55 is old. Oh no, Rick B says 33 is old. I can't see because it's on my screen.
Says the guy who looks like he's 55.
Yeah, Rick B, who's like 33 was old half my lifetime ago.
To be fair, Erica's whole 40s was spent with me, so clearly it's not that bad.
You figured she would look older.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you think she put on 30 years that decade? So, I guess Tony's on the show for a reason. Let's start with
Special celebrity guest, obviously.
Yeah, let's start with Tony wanted to call and talk Super Bowl, but it's been so long since we've done a show that topic is no longer relevant to the fucking show.
No, it's not.
So, Tony, man, I wonder if I can. I would have to dig through some text messages to get the original. Let me see how quickly I can do this. Tom, vamp with Tony for a minute.
Vamp?
What are you talking? I could probably just tell you what it was.
No. I want the exact text.
The one that he's.
And I don't know what vamp means, so
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what the fuck vamp means either. I swear to God, Pat makes up fucking words.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's not real shit over here.
It's podcast talk.
Podcast talk. Speaking of podcast talk, I've been listening to Joe Rogan. Pat, have you ever listened to Joe Rogan's show?
Like 1 or 2 episodes. I'm not like a diehard Joe Rogan guy, but
so
he's
like,
good.
So like I roll through like his episodes and who he's talking to see who I want to listen to, because some of them I probably would have no interest in. But he puts together a pretty nice show, man. I like it. And they do like 3 hours straight, like every episode. This guy's putting out 5 episodes a week that are 3 hours long. It's fucking crazy.
I always find in the podcast that I listen to, like, there's a guest coming up that I'm not looking forward to. They usually turn out as the more enjoyable interviews compared to like when I hear someone, I can't wait to listen to him. It's
funny, really?
That actually, so that I listened to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and there's episodes where it's like, Dusty Rhodes, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a super exciting episode, and it is. But then there's a guy that like I didn't really watch from the 80s. I'm like, oh, that's kind of corny. But then it's all backstory about it, and I'm like, wow, this is so much better than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
I think we like them because we know so much about them. So the less we know about them, the better a podcast is going to be, because we're learning.
And expectations probably have to play into it.
Yeah, the expectation is a little bit lower.
So Tommy, I'm going to read you 4 text messages. 4. 3 of them from Tony, 1 of them from me, and see if you can figure out how this conversation took this directive. The first one comes Friday on the 27th of January. Tony says, "Oh my God, I'm at the Social Security office, and this older woman went into the bathroom and dropped a mean deuce. Apparently, the walls are very thin."
Oh my God.
So he's leaving, and he says, "Now that's just funny. As I was leaving the office, the woman who blew up the bathroom was doing sign language, so she has no idea how loud her shit was." I put, "That's amazing." We fast forward 2 days. It's really more like a day and a half, because at 7:00 in the morning on Sunday, Tony texts me, "You're lucky you didn't get this message at 2 a.m. like 2 other people. I had a threesome last night with these 2 chicks from OkCupid. One was I don't want to put what's exactly in this text message. One of them is a very good looking, and one of them is a pretty good looking lesbian. They're in a relationship together." He said, "Good times." That text message is a catalyst of a string of what Tony at this point wants the entire world to know, and they will now that it's on this podcast. God knows we have worldwide coverage.
Yeah.
Except for that zone that had the earthquake. They're not going to know because their internet's down, but everybody else is going to know.
Be late to the party.
Yeah, and anybody who was flying in a hot air balloon recently. Also, anybody who's been on a train in the Midwest recently. But everybody else, they all are going to know Tony has had consistent threesomes.
7 to be exact.
Okay, he's tracking.
Not that I'm counting.
7 threesomes with at least one very attractive woman.
I'll send Tommy a picture of her.
Oh,
I think you sent them to our group chat.
No, he did not.
I got another one though. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Because I got out of the app. I don't know if it.
No, it's fine. It'll work. Tony, that's very exciting. I think
it is, Tommy. I can't lie.
Let me go back to his text in the group chat that he sent to me. Fuck. Pat, Voyage with Tony.
God.
Yeah, she's bad.
For you, sir. Good for you.
And she's only 22. So I've worked at Global Spice 3 years longer than she's been alive.
So so on
that's amazing.
On January 31st, he texted the group chat and said, "Yeah, I wasn't sure. I used to be no, that's not it. Sorry. On January 31st, he texted me. He said, I meant to ask you about the Niners game. Did Patrick tell you I had a threesome with a lesbian couple this weekend?" And so I think this is a joke. And Pat said, "Bah ha 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 ha. Not my business. I didn't tell anyone." He goes, "It's everyone's business. And I would hope everyone I know tells everyone they know." And I was like, hold on, you're fucking serious?
At which point I took it upon myself as my personal duty. I told everybody I work with, including some high level associates. I told.
Hold on, this is one of the girls
everybody I know. Yeah.
You lucky bastard. This fucking guy.
Yeah, it's straight porn shit, man. It's cool. Can't lie.
To that point, Tommy, I screenshot and sent in, but you didn't post it because we weren't sure when Tony would be on.
So I got it. I got it.
Okay. So this is a text. I said, Tony said they got me a small Valentine's Day gift, and I said, "Did you get them anything?" And he said, "Sort of. One of the times we were at the porn store, one had mentioned she wanted one of those squirting dildos for the other. So a couple days later, I asked if she got it yet, and she hadn't. So I gave her money for it, a gift that keeps on giving." And then he said, when he got the gift from them, he said, I was like, "Was I supposed to get you guys something for you guys?" And she pulls out this big squirting dildo from the company, the Big D.
That's the company name.
So my response to him, and this is why I really wanted to do some podcast, because it's such a good fucking story. But Tony took this one like a champ. My response to this was, "What are the odds that her and your mom wanted the same thing for Valentine's Day? A burn."
That's a burn on
Tony
you.
Took it like a champ.
That's a burn on you too, bud. That's your mom too. But I'm just saying.
That's listen. I do your mom jokes on like our brother's chat sometimes, and they never land like I think they're gonna. And I'm like, do they not get the humor in me making the joke, knowing that it's my mother as well?
I love them. If I don't react to it, it's probably just because I didn't notice it.
It's so fucking funny making your mama joke to your family members.
I could see Steve being kind of offended by those jokes for some reason.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I was worried about sending the threesome update to them in the chat, thinking I was going to get a call from him and about religion and stuff like that.
Well, he listens. Didn't happen. He listens to the podcast. So, Steven, if you're listening to this, please call Tony and speak with him about his
bad way. Yes, his bad moral compass.
So something tells me that while your guy's more powerful than his guy up there, his guy is more powerful than your guy down here.
So how do you find a lesbian couple to sleep with on an OkCupid? How does this happen?
Well, at the fish market, they oftentimes post together. Is that what they did, Tony?
They were just on there. It was clear they were on as a couple looking for a third, and you come across those giggity profiles. from time to time, and they never really to fruition. Not for lack of trying, but this one, yeah, we connected and first talked on like Friday morning. By Friday night, we were on FaceTime, and they were, doing whatever I told them to do to each other, and I was doing things to myself. And then on Saturday night, they were in my bed.
It's fucking awesome.
So yeah, it's actually the fastest from any of the apps, from any of the girls. Not that I've met a ton of girls on the apps, but it's the fastest from the initial, contact to actually like meeting and getting together. And then since then, the most meetups since the first one. So yeah, it's all worked out. It's all coming up aces for me.
I'm very excited for you, Tony.
Well, Tommy was so intently listening that he didn't even react. Tommy, the first thing he said was, "This is one of several couples that I came across, giggity." And Tom just kept a straight face the whole time. There were several little fucking jokes made in there.
For some reason on my end, his mic cut out for part of that, so I didn't hear it.
The best part is one of them, the older one, the more butch one, doesn't speak very good English. So a lot of times the younger one has to translate for us, or like, we'll be fucking and they're talking in Spanish. I have no idea what they're saying. So it really makes you like question yourself. You're like, they got to be talking about me, but yeah.
They ever drop something like gringo?
Barrier. Huh?
They ever drop something like fucking gringo or something while you're fucking them or something?
Oh, I make tons of jokes about me being white and stuff like that. They're really cool chicks, and they seem like they're really down to earth and genuine people.
Let me explain the complexity of this relationship at this point, because threesomes, cool. Threesomes with a hot chick, also cool. Tony goes on dates with these girls. They went fucking bowling.
Dude. Not only did we go bowling, they brought the 19-year-old daughter bowling, which, I was not expecting. And it's, when we were leaving, I was like, "Well, it's nice to meet you." And she stuck her hand out like real. I don't know what the right word is, but just like real formal. Like put her hand out to shake my hand, and I was like, "Oh, you can dap me up. I'm not that white, Jesus." And she laughed and stuff. So yeah, they're good about stuff like that.
I'm not that white.
The next time I go up to their apartment. So at this point I've only seen the bedroom and the bathroom. I don't leave the foyer because the daughter's usually home. So I'm in the bedroom. They're like, "We're gonna cook dinner. Just hang tight here for a little bit." So I'm in there, and then finally she comes in. She's like, "All right, we felt bad, so we told her you're here, so you can come out." I was like, "Well, what do you mean? You told her what? The random white guy you went bowling with is just in your bedroom?" And she's like, "Yeah, pretty much." Okay. So now the last 2 times I got to go, and I'll just like hang out in the living room.
Tony.
So yeah.
Tony, I got a weird question to ask you, but I got to ask.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of porn start this way. What are the chances of this daughter joining in?
Dude, I doubt it, but man, she's kind of hot. The first time I saw her, I was like, "Oh, she's not bad," but then the second time I saw her and her hair was different, I was like, "Ooh, might have misjudged this one a little bit."
I mean, Tony and I made several references to the draft. Like, is she eligible for the draft because she's 19 and she's related? And this came down to the same follow-up question I had, essentially. But I said it's important to set stretch goals for yourself, Tony. It's I realize that it seems impossible now, but if you work hard enough, there's a real shot at this.
Is that like a no-go zone for you? Is that where you draw the line, or are you like...
For me? Fuck no, Tommy. Are you kidding me? That's a hell yes zone. A fuck no zone. Are you kidding me?
The only line Tony's drawing is he wants to line up as many women as possible in this relationship and fuck them.
I don't care. I wouldn't care at all about that.
What if they add another dude into the scenario?
Good question.
That is a good question. I haven't thought about that. Because overall, they don't seem to like guys very much. Outside of, they have this kink that neither of them can really fulfill. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought of that.
Well, to be fair, you're kind of...
I'm pacing because I'm on the phone.
No, that I understand. But how close is there anyone who might hear what you're saying that perhaps you should be
No,
quiet? Okay.
no.
Um,
But no, it's weird, dude. They are genuinely in love with each other, like head over heels with each other. There's no jealousy. It's like really kind of cool and like refreshing to see these people so.
We just dropped Tony.
Yeah, my headphones died. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
who calls into a podcast without his headphones charged? You know what I mean?
It's also interesting to know that with these two being so in love with each other, they're still willing to let a man come between them. Giggity!
I'm not really coming between them. It's really just more in them. Yeah, no, it's been actually kind of like refreshing seeing like they clearly fucking love each other so much. Like I haven't seen before in a long time. So yeah, it's fucking strange, but
Tony,
cool.
I often hear that this is a false narrative created in the pornography industry. So I need you to dispel this rumor. Lesbians, do they scissor? Tony, go ahead.
Oh, you know what? They haven't. I'm sure they would if I asked.
But so it's true. The porn creates this false image of girls that for some reason want to put all their body weight against their clitorises, which doesn't make any sense for something with so many nerve endings. It sounds painful more than anything. They don't really do that. Obviously, if they were into it, they'd be doing it all the time in front of you.
You would think, yeah.
Well,
yeah, I didn't thought of that.
A real heartbreaker.
I'm trying to think of some other highlights for you.
I'm so excited for Tony. Like, the man's about to turn 40 years old, and he's living his best life.
Yeah,
They asked me to be a donor when they're ready to have a baby. So that's
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Really? They just straight up asked you to be that? How do you feel about that?
I'm down. I don't give a shit. I would never meet the kid.
Well,
I'm sure they would be good looking with a great sense of humor, but outside of that,
that really puts into perspective, because my one fear, and I expressed this to Tony, was, have you considered the fact that this might be a trap? Like they're trying to get pregnant by you. And I guess not. I mean, they've openly discussed it, so they can't really fucking trap him if they're asking him.
My only concern would be is if the one hadn't already raised what seems to be a really good, well-adjusted, hardworking 19-year-old, like them not being good parents. But I don't really have that concern, just knowing them and seeing this 19-year-old that the one's already raised.
And how long have they been together?
Which one is the mother of the 19-year-old? Is that the 22-year-old or the other one?
Jesus.
What were you gonna ask, Tommy?
Fuck, I lost it. I don't remember.
Where did the mom meet the 22-year-old? At the 19-year-old's prom?
No, that's good. So she was friends with the other one's dad in Puerto Rico. And was living with him or staying with him for a time in between places she lived or whatever. And the other one went on vacation, and that's how they hit it off. So like the other day when I was there, the older one was on the phone with the other one's dad, just having a normal conversation like you have with a friend. And then the other one would chime in from time to time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're spending a lot of time with
what
these
it would
people.
Be like to live a crossbreed between the Truman Show and Jerry Springer. Tony's living his best Truman Show, Jerry Springer life right now.
I'm so excited for him. Really, I'm so happy that I know Tony. It's
a remarkable time to be Tony Gallagher.
What's great is when they're like speaking Spanish, and I like know nothing of what they're saying. I'll like hear one word, and I'll be like, "Oh, know that one."
Oh, well, Pat has this free app that you can go learn how to speak Spanish, so you can communicate.
Duolingo,
with them.
Tony, you can actually sign up under my Duolingo account. I have plenty of empty spaces, and you could start learning Spanish today, free of charge. No limited mistakes, no limited time on the app because I pay for the premium app. Your daughter does Duolingo with me.
I just figured if I hang around it enough, I'll pick up on it. I'm pretty smart.
You could also structure some education around it. Either way.
Yeah. So do you think that this is going to continue to go on for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Galen, up or down, pick one.
Yeah, there's what I was worried about.
Sorry. I tried doing that quietly. She took fucking 2 minutes. Jesus Christ.
You failed miserably.
What was the question?
Is there longevity in this relationship?
Oh, I don't know. I know, like when a couple of times ago we were hanging out, they were talking about once they get married that the fun stops. But it's not like
they may have been born Puerto Rican, but they're all the way American now.
So I don't know, but it's like if everything is fine and there's no problems before you're married, why would you stop after you're married? But yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of taking it for what it is and seeing how long it'll last. I certainly didn't expect 7, so I'm already past where I was hoping for it to be.
Tony was telling me a story the other day, Tom, and he was like, I don't know which one it was. I'm going to be honest with you, Pat. I never thought I'd lose track of my threesomes.
I can't believe you're like fucking hanging out with them. Like you're not just meeting up with them to do this stuff. You're like hanging out with them. It's like you're a throuple.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. So it's the Valentine's Day present they got me. I'll read you the card.
Oh my God, they gave you a card as well?
Oh, I got a card. They got me a rose. They made chocolate covered strawberries. Gave me some chocolates.
Did they shove one of those inside you?
No, they got.
Did you put one of them inside of her? Them.
Pop rocks, but they're supposed to be like they're like a sexual kind, but they're the exact same fucking thing, just in different packaging.
Yeah, they paid extra money for Pop Rocks.
Exactly. So they got some of those. They did not like them though. So the second the thing started popping on her, she was like, "Oh no, I don't like that."
That could be painful on your tongue, let alone on something with thousands of nerve endings. So did they?
No.
Okay.
All right. So this is
I wouldn't like that either.
This is what the card says. Thank you for your friendship. We find you very sweet and caring. Happy Valentine's Day. So yeah, I don't know. I guess the friendship is how they look at it. It's kind of weird because like, usually when you're with someone, you have a general idea that they're into you somewhat. I don't really have that here. So it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's like,
I have 2 thoughts on this, Tony. 1, it doesn't matter if they're into you because you're definitely into them. You know what I mean? But 2, this is the first I know of somebody being in the friend zone and the end zone. You know what I mean? This is a big deal.
Yeah. So yeah, that whole it's kind of strange, but
it literally sounds like they're just straight up using you.
Playing because God knows, putting them in like some
they're into everything.
Cheerleading outfits or some shit like that. Let's go. It sounds like one of them would be the coach.
The problem is that the young one is just naked all the time. So I don't know with all the dress up stuff.
Yeah, I could see how that's a problem. Good call.
I was one of the other times I was like, I was thinking about it the other day. I've never seen you in your underwear because she's like, when I get there, like she'll go in, take a shower and just come back naked. And, that's when it's time to get down.
And you got to struggle through that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, but it's just like it's things that I've never encountered before.
I'm very interested to see what the other one looks like. We're only talking about one of them here.
I assure you're not.
Yeah.
It's first off, it's not bad. It's just not great.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. But she's very cool. You could tell like she's got a big heart and is very caring and stuff. So whatever. Usually when I banging her, the other one sits on her face. So I'm just kind of looking at the other one's ass.
Nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
or she'll be on top of me while the younger one sits on my face. A lot of face sitting, which is new, and I love it.
I love how nonchalantly
good
Tony's
times.
like, normally when I'm banging her, she's sitting on the other one's face. So
yeah, I never really. It's usually like the girl's on her back, and you know that's how you please her. This is a lot of me on my back and them on my face.
That's awesome.
I am sending you pictures of the two of them together.
Oh, it's not horrible.
No, and if she wasn't trying to pull off the more masculine look, she could, you know.
Yeah, she clearly has like a fair complexion. She if she wanted to look feminine, she could look feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's tiny. She's like 4'11", which is kind of funny because, you know, she's the commander of the relationship. And
who's in charge in the bedroom between the three of you, or does that alternate?
It's usually the young one. God only knows what she's done in her life, but she's a fucking pro. That's all I can say. She knows what she's doing.
Well,
Christ, here comes Jalen again.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I think who's that, Ma? Threesome talking. Continue.
Yes, our mother is completely kept up to date and apprised of this three-situation, if you will.
I'm talking to the podcast.
Tell Mom I said hi and I love her.
Tell her I said hi as well. I haven't seen her forever.
Hi? Tommy says hi. He says hi.
Hey, we should have your mom on the podcast.
Another fucking podcast.
That's funny.
Pat, I really think we should have your mom on the podcast.
I try, Tom. I want for my own selfish I want to go long form with my mom, Giggity. I want to get her entire life. I want her stories. I want her memories. Because one day she's not going to be around. And before I kill myself because of that, I'd like to listen to those memories one more time. But then I will definitely off myself when she dies. So, but I want to be able to, I think you should do the same. I think you should have your mom and your dad, and get everything that they've got, dump that bank of knowledge before, you know, fucking like Bruce Willis has dementia at 67. That's crazy, man. That's a very valuable life to me.
That's why he's been doing all those shitty movies for like 10 years. They were just trying to make as much money as they could because they knew he was deteriorating. Because he had something before that he had. This isn't the first thing, the dementia. This is just the next step.
That's really too bad, man. I mean, come on. He's in the greatest movie of all time, Armageddon.
Oh my God. Here we fucking go.
Oh my God. That movie's so bad. He's certainly going to die hard, though.
Oh my God. He's going to die harder than David Carradine. Anyways, Tommy, I think that we've got ourselves a full podcast. We have a whole timeline we don't even need to touch.
I know.
We're ready to go for Tuesday night as long as we both are happy and healthy and show up.
Yeah. Tony, I can't thank you enough for stopping by. I miss having you on the show.
Yeah.
Tony, it was great
Tommy,
to
you should
enjoy
miss
this three-way conversation with you.
I do. This was. I do miss having a show. I do. Pat actually asked me a couple weeks ago if I wanted to just, because we got some stuff coming up in March that we're going to be doing. And he was like, you want to just hold off until then? I'm like, no, man. Like, I enjoy doing the show. It's just fucking life, man. Life. And unfortunately, this isn't my full-time job. So it's not my number one priority. And I really, that's reality.
One could argue it's not a job at all. You don't get paid for it.
Yeah, but
we make pennies. We make pennies sometimes.
Oh, do you?
I think we took I just did our taxes for the business. We took like a $5,000 loss this year.
It was good for taxes.
Yes, it was. But you can only take a loss for so long before you have to start making some money. So maybe this year's the year. I mean, we're on year 2 of being an official business. I think we're 4 years into doing the show.
And I think you can actually lose money as a business for 2 years before they no longer credit you for losing money as a business.
Yeah, which whatever. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe with no money coming in, because I don't lose. Never mind.
Luckily this year we actually had money coming in. We just didn't have a lot of money coming in. Because of the fairs and stuff, we did have some sales. So that kind of worked out for us. Which, by the way, I have to pay the taxes on that. I never did. Tony, nice. Did you know that if you take taxes, the state charges you to get a tax license? They charge you money to take money for them. It's fucking wild.
So what he's talking about is like to sell our hats and T-shirts at the state fairs, we had to collect tax as well. In order to collect tax, we had to pay the state money, a tax, to get the tax certificate to charge the tax that the state makes.
Yeah, it's wild.
Double dipping pieces of shit.
Hey, so I did want to ask you, Tommy, would you rather the 49ers lost like that, or it was end of the game scenario?
It was rough, man. I was up playing pool that weekend. And we probably had one of the best weekends of pool we had as a team in a very long time. And I was borderline whether or not I wanted the team to do well. So, because it forced me to watch the game at a pool hall, or for us to lose early and make it home so I could watch the game. And I have a ritual that I do not wear any 49ers gear while I'm watching a game. That morning...
That's funny. I don't do that either.
Yeah. But it seems like every time I wear something for the team, they lose. So that morning, I didn't expect to make it out of the first round, and I wore my Brock Purdy jersey. And I'm there for the game, wearing my Brock Purdy jersey, and on the second drive of that game, he gets annihilated and tears his UCL. And I don't know if I'd rather, it was just I'd rather have been at the end of the game, because I feel like they would have been in it. Really? And if they would have been in it, they would have had a better chance to win. And then if they won the game, Jimmy G probably would have been a go for the Super Bowl. Not knowing that Jimmy G could have won.
Then you guys would have lost the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that. I like Jimmy G. I'm a little upset.
God knows you do, Tommy.
I'm a little upset that Shanahan said there's zero chance them bring, because I would like to see them trade Lance.
I was surprised by that.
I would like to see them trade Lance, keep Jimmy G on a 2-year, get a couple more years of Purdy riding because I think Purdy's the future for the Niners. There's no way that you can deny that this kid, out of 8 starts, won 7 of them, and the only reason that he didn't go 8-0 is because he got injured on the second drive of the game. You know what I mean?
Potentially, yes.
Yes, potentially. So the kid's legit. I don't everybody's comparing him Tom Brady. You can't really compare him to Tom Brady, dude. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback ever to live.
I think the comparison there is that they were both picked so late.
Well, he was picked in the last draft, and he's
only
fucking good
because of injury, and
and he's good. He's good. He's good.
Let me ask you: do you think that
it would have crushed me? However,
a quarterback in San Francisco, you have to be made of fucking glass. Is that how that works?
I just think it's, what's funny is I saw a stat afterwards, because everybody's, hammering Shanahan because, we went through 3 quarterbacks this year. Well, 4 if you count that fucking 4-stringer that got knocked out.
Josh Johnson.
But we had we were in the top 10 for least amount of sacks for the season, in QB pressures and stuff. So it's not that, dude. It's just, yes, I think for some reason, they're made out of fucking glass. And Jimmy G's always been like that, right? His first year with the Niners, he fucking tore his ACL or whatever the hell it was. And then last year with a shoulder injury and the thumb. And then this year with his fucking foot, which again, he got fucking stepped on the wrong way. What are you going to do? You know what I mean?
It's just bad luck.
It's football.
I mean, some guys are more susceptible to it, like Jimmy G, but to go through 3 like that, that's
and the shit that happened with Trey Lance, which, don't get me wrong, I'm happy as fuck it happened with Trey Lance, because I didn't want them to start him. I don't think he's that good, and there's such a small sample size for Trey Lance, you really don't know. But he didn't play a lot in college either, so you can't even go and watch that. So but I almost think Shanahan
system is kind of quarterback proof, and he could be successful really with anybody he puts back there. I think we've seen that with RG3, with Matt Ryan, with fucking Garoppolo, with Purdy. He's done it over and over.
I think so to a certain extent, but at the same time, if you look at until this season, if you look at Shanahan's statistics without Jimmy G, they're awful. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're fucking awful. He's won like 10 games without Jimmy G. It's insane.
You mean so as a head coach?
Yeah, as a head coach.
Yeah.
But this year, I mean, they went. I thought when at the beginning of the season, I was really nervous, but they started the last 2 years the same fucking way and made it. They started out 4-3 this year. They started out, I think it was 4-4 last year, and then they go on these. They get hot at the right time, and they go through the second part of the season and just went out and make it to. They made it to 2 consecutive NFC Championship games, and I feel like they should have won last year, and you put that one on Jimmy G. And this year they had I knew Philly wasn't that good. Like they're good.
I don't know if I go that far.
I don't know. I don't think Philly was that great. I think the Niners could have beat them.
Dominated all season, and they almost won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they did have a weak schedule. But still, they had the most sacks since the 1985 Bears, the first team ever to have 4 guys with more than 10. Which was going to be the MVP until he got hurt.
Tommy, did you see the bet? Tony might have sent it to both of us. It was a $3 bet. It was a parlay, and it was like the Eagles to be in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl, something else, and that dude to win MVP. And when that dude got hurt, he lost. It was like, what was he going to win, Tony? $2 million?
It's something I forget exactly, but yeah, something like that. Maybe $1.5 million.
It was all ridiculously long shot bets parlayed together, and the dude had it in the bag.
Not for nothing. Like if I got a $3 bet out there, and we're at week like 15 or 16, and it looks like it's going to come true, and because they're going to give you a cash out option. His cash out option,
hedge or cash out,
yeah. Like it had to have been before Hurts got hurt. It had to have been something like probably at least a few $100,000 if it was $1.5 million payout. You know what I mean?
You paid $3. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Anything can happen. It's football.
Those apps never give you the cash out option when you want them for some reason. Every time I go try to cash out, I can't do it. And then you see other bets where you're like, well, why would I cash out of that one? I can cash out. It's kind of annoying how those work.
I remember last year.
Whole, from what I'm learning from the pods is the whole point of these long shot futures is to just be in a position to hedge later in the season or get out of it at a profit, not the maximum profit. You're just trying to set yourself up to have as many outs as possible.
Yeah,
right.
That's why I put the Bears at fucking 80-1, thinking they could be next year's fucking Eagles. If things fall the right way.
They definitely could.
It's a fucking long shot, but
they could, man. Justin Fields isn't bad.
Fields is fucking awesome. Yeah.
So
young, and they get the right pieces on the defense, they could be really good.
Yeah, for $160, you could put $5 on each team winning the Super Bowl at this point, right?
Yeah, but some of those, some of those you wouldn't make the 160 back.
Yeah,
some of them, but just let those bets ride, and if you get lucky, you get lucky. It's $160.
Yeah, I'd have to go through it all, but yeah, the first I know the Bengals are like plus 900, so that's what 100 you would win 900. So yeah, you'd probably only be able to do like half of them for where you could ensure a profit if one of them hits.
Yeah, but you know what? Some of these teams you can rule out right off the rip. Like the Texans ain't winning the Super Bowl next year. It's not.
Yeah.
So why waste the $5?
I know that there's no way to guarantee a profit, because if there was, the casinos wouldn't look so nice.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and the casinos would just put $5 million on each team.
Yeah. I don't know if they can.
Yeah, I don't know if they get bet.
I don't know how that works. I'm going to Vegas in March, Tommy. Can't wait.
All right, dude, I love Vegas. I fucking love it. It's
staying at the Venetian. So I hear that's nice. And we got a suite, so that's cool.
Nice. Good for you.
Hey, dude, for the flight, and so we land technically like Friday, 1 a.m. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we leave late Sunday night. So we had to get the room Thursday, actually. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 nights for the hotel, and the flight is like $725 a person. There's 4 of us going.
That's not bad at all.
No, that's not. Dude,
and they're like, yeah, you get the rooms free or cheap because they want you there. They're going to get your money while you're there. They don't need to bang you over the head for the room.
Right.
Yeah. It's
So it makes sense.
I went out last year for the Pro Bowl, and we flew out on a Friday night. I flew back on Monday. I think it was Monday midday or something like that. And I think me and Griff paid like maybe $400 a piece. We stayed at the MGM.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was fucking mint. And dude, I'm telling you, the best buffet there to go to is the one at the Wynn. Go to the buffet at the Wynn. It's the best food. It's
immediately is like, this is where you should eat.
I'm telling you, it's $75, but it's worth it, dude. They got it's so fucking good.
Oh, I assume 75 isn't even that bad for a buffet out there.
No, it's not. Like, I think it's reasonable, especially for what they're serving you. It's fucking awesome. You will have to. I would definitely make plans ahead of time because they always have a wait.
Tommy, I don't want to cut you and Tony off. I have some things to get done, and UNC's playing at 1:00, and I have to grocery shop. I have an hour and 10 minutes to grocery shop, shower, and get to Tony's house. I have to get off of the podcast. If you
let's get out of here.
On, I will just sign out. If we're all going to get off, then I will sign us out.
Oh, giggity.
Sign us out. Sign us out, Pat. Get us out of here.
Number Niners. We say 3-way. Oh, wait, no. We say good day.
See you guys.
See you, Tony.